All right. You ready to do this, Mitch Gallo?
I was born ready, Sean, and I'm pretty pumped actually.
All right. It's Post Game Pints Draft Lottery Edition. The Montreal Canadiens won a lottery, and we got 5 minutes to explain what's going to happen. They took their highest percentage chance and ran with it, and they will be picking first overall at the draft in Montreal come July.
So, a couple of things here, Sean. First of all, it's the first time that the host city has the first overall pick since 1985. So, the year I was born was the last time this has happened. It's Toronto drafting Wendell Clark. That's the last time we've seen the host city have the number one overall pick. So, it's going to be so electric at the Bell Center. But I just want to start off by saying that I am so happy for Montreal Canadiens fans today that the Canadiens will be drafting first overall for the first time since 1980. It was a really difficult year, and there was a lot of losing. There was a lot of lows. There were games that were hard to watch.
Yeah.
Now, at least, if you're a fan, you can take all that, you could bottle it up and say, okay, I suffered, I endured, and the result was the first overall pick in the draft.
I look at it this way. When people I've never been for the tank, and I know that everyone's like lose, 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 highest percentage chance. I don't encourage people to go buy lottery tickets. It's not something I do. But if somebody I know wins the lottery, I'd be like, good for you. Congratulations. And that's kind of how I feel with the Canadians winning the first overall. Good for you. Congratulations. You endured this all season long. You're going to be drafting first overall. So I guess the question is, Mitch, is it Shane Wright? Is that the slam dunk easiest draft pick for the Canadians to pick here? Because there are some, it's not like next year with Connor Bedard. There has been pushes. Shane Wright has been the consensus number one pretty much since he was 15. But the last year, we're getting more names. Logan Cooley, Slavkovsky. What do you think here? Is it Wright or nobody else?
Look, I think every year we get a little bit of a debate with the exception of, McDavid and Crosby and Ovechkin and those type of draft years. I've lived through this, Sean, and it's all a lot of noise. The Canadians, obviously, and Ken Hughes didn't declare anything, and there's no reason to. We still have all three CHL leagues in the playoffs. We have the Mem Cup to go. Later this week, we're going to have the World Championship starting, and there's draft eligible players playing in that tournament. There's no reason to declare what you're doing right now, but I'd be fall off my chair shocked if the Canadians did not take the consensus number one, Shane Wright. He's a smart player. He's a center. He was one of only 6 players ever and 5 players currently to be granted exceptional status into the Ontario League. This guy just checks all the boxes. And I know the first half of the season wasn't great for him with Kingston. And I know he didn't play well in 2 games at the World Junior Championship. So people are ready to write him off. Sean, this is the best player in the draft. And this is who the Canadians will be taking. And they will be very happy when they are starting to try to build a foundation and they have Suzuki and Wright, or Wright and Suzuki as their 1 and 2.
Yeah, and I think with Shane Wright, I'm with you. I think Shane Wright's the pick, and we'll see what happens in all those games that you were talking about because there's still hockey to be played. But I think that Shane Wright is the guy because he's a center iceman. And I know you could get risky by taking a winger, but the Canadians, their depth at center isn't there. And what this does, it kind of fills up that depth. It gives it a little bit more structure, a little bit more bang. And like you said, it down the line, it might be Suzuki Wright, Wright Suzuki, and who knows where Evans and Paling, what they're going to grow into. Christian Dvorak is there, but you want it to be streamlined all the way down, not just naming 4 center icemen and going who's next. You want to go 5, 6, 7 deep, and you're able to do that with Shane Wright. I think the pick, because he's center iceman, is a smart one here for the Canadians. But again, lots of hockey to be played. Things can happen. But I'm with you. I'd be shocked if they don't go Shane Wright. It should be exciting. I can't wait for the electricity at the Bell Center. And it's, it'll turn from boos to cheers. I'm curious who they're going to bring up on the stage to help make that pick. It's going to be a special night because the Canadians in Montreal always does it well. I remember covering the draft in 2009 in Montreal. I'm looking forward to this one in 2022 because we've been waiting. We've been waiting a couple of years now.
I say they bring up whoever the captain is going to be, and that's who makes the selection. Remember Shea Weber making that selection for Cole Caulfield.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be something if Nick Suzuki, for instance, went up there and made the call to draft Shane Wright?
Give me Elise Beliveau just to wrap it up. Why not? That's
Why
it.
not?
That's 5 minutes. That's all we got. Canadians drafting first overall.
Your phone's going off.
I know that was 5 minutes. I was doing the time. I was checking, but the time's over there too. Oh no,
Click,
over,
listen, and subscribe.
no, over there.